Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. I am staying with my sister and brother-in-law right now, and he gave me permission to show off his game room here. He's been working on it really hard, and there's some really fantastic gems in his collection. He has one of the coolest video game collections I have ever seen. So I wanted to show you guys some of the awesome things he has. And I also played an old NES game that I'd never heard of before that I'll probably talk about on the channel as well pretty soon. But I wanted to give you guys a quick tour here. Now I'm going to be using my tripod and my microphone. I'm going to be carrying them both around, so if it's a little funky or anything like that, forgive the noise levels or anything. I'm doing my best to just make sure we can go see everything. So here we go. So first and foremost here, we've got setup of a bunch of Metroid games here. You've got the original Metroid box, you've got Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and the remake, you've got Super Metroid and Metroid Dread. Like right there, I just love the Metroid series, and seeing the original boxes for the first two Metroid games is such a special thing. Lower down here, we've got Dr. Mario and the amiibo right there. We've got Maniac Mansion, which is an old LucasArts game, predates like Day of the Tentacle and stuff. I think it's fully playable in Day of the Tentacle. You've got the Guardian Legend, which I've absolutely never heard of, and then Crystalis, which my brother-in-law said is fantastic and something I really need to check out. So right there, we've got some really older games, some great gems, but also with their boxes, which is the coolest thing, and that's what I'm going to be showing off a lot here. Right here, we've got the nice Super Nintendo display up here and some PlayStation 1 as well. This is primarily like Square Enix, Squaresoft kind of RPGs here. So you've got Mario RPG, Secret of Mana, you've got the original Chrono Trigger, and of course the posters back here. You've got the Castlevania Symphony of the Night, you got Xenogears, Dragon Warrior. I mean, you've got some of the best RPGs on the Super Nintendo that you could possibly ask for. Then of course you've got the Zelda shelves here. So you've got some of the original boxes for the original Legend of Zelda. You've got Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. There is a link between World's 3DS and a Majora's Mask new 3DS. And then a bunch of the other Zelda games like on Switch and the Wii U right there as well. You've got some amiibos, and you've got some figurines, and oh man, it's just so fantastic. And then the lowest shelf, you've got just a bunch of like other extraneous RPGs. You've got Breath of Fire 2 and Golden Sun. You've got another amiibo here for Hero. It's a bunch of Dragon Quest games. A ton of stuff here. When I first saw the Zelda display, I was very jealous because I have pretty much every Zelda game, but I don't have most of the boxes. I have like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, that's it. So that was super cool, especially seeing Link to the Past, my favorite video game of all time, with the box, something really special. Got some setups here. You've got the original NES, the Super Nintendo, you've got the Nintendo 64 and the Wii U, all ready to just be hooked up. My brother-in-law, when he was getting consoles early on, he was playing Nintendo consoles all the way through the Nintendo 64. But once Square Enix jumped ship, he jumped over to the PlayStation 1. That's what I'm going to be showing off next year. But right really fast, you've got this little old game console here that plays NES games, and we played this game here, and I'll talk about that one a little bit later, but it was so much fun. But here is the real like pièce de résistance. You've got the Final Fantasy bookshelf here. This is all Final Fantasy from I guess at the very top. You've got some Lego sets, but those don't count. You've got the Final Fantasy games, you've got the Super Nintendo ones, Nintendo ones, you have some PSP, some just a smattering of pretty much everything. You have right here, you've got the Final Fantasy VII shelf. We've got amiibos. We have the original Final Fantasy VII. We have the remake. We have Remake Intergrade. We've got special editions. We've got the new remake, the reunion, and everything. If you look at this top shelf one more time, you've got like the Pixel Remaster Deluxe Edition box back there. Absolutely phenomenal condition. You've got some of these like volume, like these guides of and stuff with the lore and everything in Final Fantasy. And then if you go further down, you've got even more collectibles. We've got some of the Final Fantasy series and some deluxe versions and everything. And then we've got some that he's either like just found at yard sales and stuff to round out the collection here. I believe that he has pretty much every single Final Fantasy entry up to this point now, including the online entries as well, which is such a cool thing. So this is probably one of the most extensive Final Fantasy collections you're just going to find from any random collector here. He's been collecting the Final Fantasy series since the Nintendo, pretty much. So this is something really special here, something I really love to see. So yeah, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan myself, but I would like to get into the series a little bit more, and he's got pretty much all of them there. And then we've got some Legos here. You got the Piranha Plant, you got the question block. I would show it off, but I got too many hands. You've got so much stuff inside. Feel free to check out what all the goodies inside this question block, because it's like Mario 64, so many cool goodies. Got the NES Legos with the TV. You got the Atari Legos as well, and it's just so dang cool. And then of course you got just a setup here to play like the PlayStation 5, the Nintendo Switch, which is fantastic. Play all the games that he's working on currently. And then I want to show one more thing here in the closet. This is stuff that either hasn't gone up yet or just hasn't found a spot, or it's just being worked on. Let's see if I can. We've just got a smattering of stuff. One of my favorites here is you got Conker's Bad Fur Day with the box. You've got Mario 64 with the box, Mario Kart 64. Some of like the best Nintendo 64 games, all with the original boxes. Same thing with some of these NES titles, Game Boy titles. You've got Mario Land 1 and 2 on the Game Boy. You've got a smattering of like old console games back here. You got the Super Nintendo, NES. You've got a bunch of modern games in the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era. Got Diablo 1 and 2, the old boxes, and console boxes up there at the top. So yeah, this is a really fantastic setup. One of the coolest setups I've ever seen. I hope to one day, once I have like a nice place with lots of room where I can just settle down and put my gaming collection. And once that happens, probably in a few years, sorry to make you wait that long, I'm probably going to be showing off my collection. But right now I just have a lot of that in storage, so I'm just waiting to have some good space for that. I also wanted to say that my brother-in-law is super cool, and he had some extra copies of some old games that he had. So I've got a brand new copy of Octopath Traveler that I would like to give away. I will be giving away this game at 1,000 subscribers. This is hopefully going to give you some incentive to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I want to kind of promote the channel as much as I can. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And if it works out and if it does really well, maybe I'll do some more in the future as well. But big thanks to my brother-in-law for supplying me a giveaway game. So if you want to enter that giveaway, please subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. I would really appreciate it. So that's the tour of the game room. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I was super excited seeing it last night. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.